Alright, so thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be going over the hip muscle energy technique. This is used for SI joint if it gets out of place. So the principle behind it is isometric contractions in various planes of motion. So positional isometric contractions that are meant to help realign the SI joint through the muscular contraction. I will begin by first just checking their hip alignment. So I have the patient lying on a couch here. I don't have a training table here, but anything will do that's a flat surface. And I would just come over and I'm checking for even alignment of the malleolus. And if one of them is a little bit longer than the other, I'd ask the patient to grip the edge of the table that she's on. And I would just slowly oscillate the leg a little bit and then push down. It's just a nice little force that helps bring it back into alignment. So once you've done that, we will begin some of the exercises. So I'll have the patient move on to the ground. And then from here, when they lie down on the ground, they'll have their knees in 90 degrees of flexion. And they are going to perform a glute bridge. Kind of just have you go up there, and then you can go back down. And that is to help align the spine as they lay down, just making sure everything's in good alignment. And then I will begin with some different techniques or exercises. There's many variations for this hip muscle energy technique, so I'm going to be doing it the way that I learned in clinic. So I will begin by placing my arms around her and asking her to forcefully, as hard as she can, push out against my resistance. It's meant to be isometric, so I'll have her start about hips width apart, and then you'll want to gradually build into the contraction. So start off a little bit slow, and as about 3 seconds into the contraction, you'll be at maximum force. And you hold that for 3 more seconds and then gradually decrease, and it's a total of 8 seconds. So I will start here, have them start pushing out. 1, 2, 3, she's at max contraction. 4, 5, 6, slowly release. 7, 8. And then the next set of exercises, so she'll be hips are in 90 degrees of flexion, knees in 90 degrees of flexion, and I'm going to be placing my arm through her legs. She's going to be pushing up with one while she is kind of pushed down with the other, and the same principle goes here. So 8-second contraction, slowly build into it, and then whenever you're ready you can start. 1, 2, 3, she's at max force right here. 4, 5, 6, slowly release. 7, 8. And then I would come around to the other side, or I could just switch my hand positions actually. So she was pushing up with this one. So on this one I would be going this way here. So she's pushing down with that one now. So same thing. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. She's at max contraction. 4, 5, 6, slowly releases. 7, 8. And then we've done pushing out. We've done bilateral up and down with the legs. Then the last one, she'll come back into that 90 degrees knee flexion, hips width apart. And for this one, you can either manually provide the resistance, or you could add in a foam roller to place in between the legs so that they cannot move during the contraction. And then I would instruct them to try to bring their legs in as forcefully as they can. So she can go ahead and do that and go. She might be feeling some pressure inside the hip. Sometimes people get a pop on this one. That's what they call it, a shotgun pop. If their hip was really out of whack, the pubic symphysis will sometimes slide back into position on this exercise. And that was that. So through these different sets of exercises, this is meant to help realign the SI joint and the hip in general, as they are using their muscles in isometric contractions to pull the joints back into place. I think that just about covers everything today, so thank you for joining.